Hey guys, today what I'm going to be doing is taking this Tristar Viper G2 20 gauge shotgun and I'm going to replace the standard size pistol grip stock with a used stock that I got through Tristar as well. Should be quick, easy, and this will be able to set this up for my 10-year-old to hopefully be a little bit more comfortable getting on top of this 20 gauge shotgun, so stick with me. So guys, I purchased this used stock through Tristar, and what it comes with is it comes with a butt pad that's already on there. It also comes with a replaceable bolt with also the crimp washer and a standard washer here that they've cut to go ahead and hold its position inside this stock. And all you got to have for tools is a Phillips head screwdriver to go ahead and remove the screws for the pads on both stocks. Also a socket extension and ratchet to go ahead and loosen up the bolt that's in the stock now, and then if you want to reuse it or use the new one, you can. And then separately on another video, I've got this Beartooth product here, the sleeve that I'll go over that I'm getting for my 10-year-old boy. But it comes with the sleeve and it comes with various size pads, so that what I can do is put that under here and adjust his cheek height to be able to sit better and look through this red dot easier without having his head floating. But you'll see that on another video, so make sure and check that out. So I tell you what, I think we have everything we need to do this. It should be pretty quick and easy, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is take the screws out of the butt pad for the existing gun, and then I'll take the screws out of the new one here that comes with the butt pad when you order the used stock through Tristar. Now one of the things I've done is already back some of these screws out here just to make it a little bit easier and faster, and we'll just go ahead and start taking this the rest of the way off. Alright, so this one came off real easy, as you can see here. Just fits right down in. Take your screws out so far, pop this off. And then what that should do now is give us access that I can see way up in here is the bolt. You can't see it, it's dark. But that's why we're using that extension to be able to reach that here when we get to that point. What I'll do now is go ahead and take this one off and then have it ready as well. Okay, so there we have that one. And there you can see in it, you'll see where it runs all the way through there. Alright guys, so one of the things that I noticed whenever I took off the stock pad here, the butt, was that the factory bolt for the pistol grip is actually an Allen head. And so I have a 6mm here with a 10-inch extension and a 3/8" drive. And so we'll go ahead and take this out. I've already loosened it up some. And we'll go ahead and take that out. And so that's what that one looks like here. And then what we'll do is we'll end up changing this out. Now, this one will then go through this bracket and come up through here like this, and then this one will mount here. Well, what I'm going to do here before I go ahead and bolt this down is these Tristars come with shim kits. And I want to go ahead and check out these shims and see if there's anything I can do with them to maybe set it up as well to help my boy with where his cheek point is and just on the hold of this stock. So I'll come back to you. Alright, so what I've done is I've taken two of these Tristar shims. So I got a 55 and a 50. And what I was looking at here is I was just trying to make sure that the bottom is fatter than the top. And for my boy Mason, when he goes and tries to hold this stock, his hold is where he has to pull his head up off the stock to look through and pick up the red dot. So what I'm going to do is put these two shims in and then mount the buttstock. And then any additional adjustment I need, I have with this bare tooth product here, this sleeve that comes with pads that I can then go ahead and slip under that sleeve here on the stock as needed to give him a good rest off his cheek. So now what I'm going to do is just take that washer, and you can see it's half-sided or cut out halfway on one side. So I'm going to put it over here to where it's up somewhat against the side of the stock, and then I'll push this bolt up through the hole. I've already put the 2 shims on here. Slip that on. Try to get it started. So this one sticks back a lot further, so I actually don't need to have the extension for it. I just have a deep well socket. And then I just start tightening it up and draw it up onto those shims. So here I'm just going to make sure that it's seated decent. Go ahead and put it on this 3/8 inch drive. What I'll do is go ahead and tighten this down. I just want to make sure that it's good and snug. That'll work. And then I have the pad to go back on it. So I'll mount that pad. I'm trying to remember if this is the right pad. Yeah, so this is the correct pad. So I'll go ahead and put that pad on it now. Alright, so I've got the pad back on. Went ahead and put the bolt back into this pistol grip and put the pad back on just to keep it together. And so I just wanted to do as a comparison just to see how much I shortened it up. So measuring this one here, roughly at the top to top, I'm getting about 11 3/4. And here to here, I'm getting 12 3/4. So going from the pistol grip stock to the U stock, it gained, or dropped it about 1 inch. So I think that's going to be a lot better for my boy Mason. And again, what I end up doing is going ahead and putting in 2 of the shims. You can see here how it gapped out the bottom and is narrower or tighter here on the top to bring this buttstock up a little bit. And the idea is I wanted to raise his contact point here for his cheek to be able to look through this red dot easier and not be pulling his head up off the stock. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Again, like I said, a learning for me. I'll go over here in a minute on just some of the comments of what are some of the learnings. We'll do it that way. Thanks. Alright guys, so there you have it. We end up going ahead and taking off this pistol grip that was on the Tristar Viper G2 20 gauge, and I end up going ahead and getting it set up with this U stock. Now, one of the things that I did run into with Tristar, as I said, is the forearm and the stock coming from factory was in the mossy oak bottomland camo. They did not have the youth stock in that mossy oak bottomland, but they did have it here in the Realtree edge. And so to me, with this sleeve anyways that I'm going to be putting on here to raise his cheek position, it's going to be covered up anyway and you won't be able to see it. And also they do offer the Realtree edge forearm if I do want to go ahead and replace it. But just the learning I wanted to go over with is, so the factory bolt that is in this pistol grip was actually an Allen head, and so what I ended up having to use was a 6mm to a 3/8 inch extension, and this was a 10 inch extension with a 3/8 inch driver or ratchet. I was able to go ahead and remove that. I then went ahead and put in the 2 shims just to bring this up a little bit on that rest point for the cheek. And then reinstalling it. This does come, as I said, this stock comes with the pad and a new bolt. And with it, I was just using this 1/2 inch deep well socket that was able to go ahead and give me the extension. I could have just used a standard 1/2 inch with just a small extension to get in here far enough to run this bolt in and tighten it up. Everything's good and snug. Got those shims in. And yeah, I mean, other than me not realizing that the inside bolt was an Allen head versus a standard bolt head, I didn't have any issues with it. Went in real easy, and pretty much anybody can do it. And at least having my boy go ahead and test fit it, I think it fits him a whole lot better. And so this should be a lot better for him. And it's still sized, you know, the sleeve's kind of in the way, but it's still sized to where I can use it. It just makes it a little bit tighter to me, which is fine. You know, that just lets me tuck it in and hold it a little bit snug, more snug in here. And so I can still go ahead and use the 20 with no issues. I think it's better for it to be shorter, and I use it, and Mason, my youngest, versus it be longer, and it's fine for me but uncomfortable for him, because I can easily adjust for it to be shorter. It's not as easy for him if it's longer. So anyways, hope that you guys found this useful. If you did, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel, set up your notifications, and ring the bell. I'll be bringing you more content. Next thing I'm going to be going over is this sleeve and installing some of these different here cheek pads to go ahead and make sure and get him set up to where when he rests every single time, he's got the perfect sight on that red dot. So guys, thank you for supporting me here on the channel. Make sure you check back for new content, and we'll see you on the next video.